From all of us here at ZeniMax Online Studios, I'd like to welcome everyone around the world to the ESO Legacy of the Bretons Autumn event. Before we dive into all the news and updates coming to the Elder Scrolls Online in the next few months, I want to take a moment to thank and celebrate with you all. It is humbling to realize that we've added over 2 million new players in just this past year alone. A huge thank you to all our communities for your continued support, and a warm welcome to our new Spanish friends who have joined since we added the Spanish text localization this past June. Being able to enjoy your favorite game in your native language is important to us, and we're thrilled to bring simplified Chinese text localization coming with the release of the Firesong DLC this November. It's not just the new languages that's fueling our continued growth. One of our design goals at ZOS is to make games so they can be enjoyed by everyone, regardless of how much or how little you've played before. We've built ESO to be welcoming to all players, from the PvP focused, to solo PvE, to group PvE, and everything in between. For the past 8 years, we've taken players on many adventures, some spanning multiple years, others focused on a single year. This year's adventure has focused on the Bretons, a noble race and one never before explored deeply in any Elder Scrolls game. Up to this point in the Breton saga, we've launched 2 dungeon DLCs and a huge chapter update called High Isle that contains a new zone and tons of new quests. Now, we're preparing for this year's finale, the ESO Firesong DLC. And just like any other content update to our massive world, you won't need to have played anything before in order to enjoy this standalone experience. A good portion of today's stream will touch on that final DLC in the Legacy of the Bretons storyline. There will be a deep dive into the zone, and the team will share behind-the-scenes details in terms of themes and influences. But we're not just focusing on that. We've got announcements, details on upcoming in-game events, free content for all ESO players, and more. So once again, welcome to everyone around the world. There are a nearly infinite number of ways to play ESO. It's a living, breathing virtual world with one of the most welcoming communities in gaming. It's easy to jump in and start having fun regardless of your experience with the lore or gameplay style. There is literally something for every type of player. And that's why this stream and this game isn't just for existing players, it's truly for everyone. And so now, let's get things started. Enjoy the show.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Legacy of the Bretons Autumn event. We are so excited to be with you live from this beautiful studio at Bethesda, and we are so excited to see so many of you joining us from around the world. First, we would like to introduce ourselves. My name is Gina Bruno. I am the Senior Community Manager for the Elder Scrolls Online, and I am very excited to introduce my co-host today, Kevin.
Hi everyone, I'm Kevin. I'm the forum manager. If you've been on the forums, you've probably seen Zos Kevin. That's me.
That's
here
him.
in the flesh.
In the flesh.
And I'm not alone. We've got our zone lead, Jason, here with us.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jason Barnes. I'm one of the zone leads on ESO. In fact, I'm the zone lead for Firesong that's coming out and part of the show is about. Just really quick, brief background about me. So I've worked on a number of DLC and chapters as lead, starting with the one that involved this guy right above me, Mr. Calgrunted, Dragonhold, Blackwood, and now Firesong. And then just as a designer, since I've been with ZOS forever, I helped with the Recinia Made quest, Balmora and Morrowind, and a bunch of other stuff, Somerset, and then also helped create a bunch of characters like Nari Varian and my boy Darian. So yes, free Darian, I see the chat already. So, but yeah, I'm super stoked to be here and like not at my desk in my house with my dogs jumping up on me. So
Yeah, it's nice to actually be in a studio, yeah, without all the distractions of being at home, and it's been a while since we got to do this together, so we really appreciate everyone tuning in today. Just to kind of go over some housekeeping things, we did want to remind everybody that we do have Twitch drops on right now, so make sure, oh, hello, make sure you link your ESO and Twitch accounts for a chance to get that Clouded Cinch Leopard Cub pet and an Ouroboros Crown Crate. All you have to do is watch for at least 15 minutes, and if you watch for at least 30 minutes, we are actually going to be giving everyone an extra Ouroboros Crown Crate. But of course, we hope you stick around for the entire show. So, Kevin, let's kind of go through everything that we are going to be discussing during today's stream.
Yeah, definitely. So first, we're going to be going through Firesong Dev Deep Dive. So we'll be talking all things zone, characters, you name it, everything Firesong, the whole journey so far. We'll also have a gameplay trailer to show everybody, and we'll be talking about the Firesong Prologue quest.
Now, we did launch the Heroes of High Isle in-game event earlier today, so we will be going through and giving more information on all the rewards for that event. We know you're looking forward to finding out what the mysterious reward is.
Mysterious.
We actually have our web content manager, Dominic Navies, in-game on PCNA. He's hanging out with some of our players, having a little dance party.
Look at them all go.
He is over at Gonfalon Bay in High Isle. And this is where you want to go if you want to get started with Heroes of High Isle, the in-game event. So you can head there to either start the event or maybe just hang out with Dom and his friends.
Have a dance party.
It'll be a good time.
Looks fun.
It's already a good
Yeah.
time.
Calm down, kids. Call the guard.
So we'll also be going over some details on some sales on the base game and the chapter that are actually live right now.
We'll also be talking about some in-game events and community activities that are upcoming for ESO.
So with all that said, we know everyone's anxious to get started, so let's dive right in. All right, just to quickly recap the Legacy of the Bretons year-long adventure from this year, we did start with the Ascending Tide DLC way back at the beginning of the year. This was 2 4-player dungeons, Shipwright's Regret and Coral Airy. And then, of course, we launched the High Isle chapter in June.
Yeah, and with the High Isle chapter, it was really cool for us, and hopefully everyone playing it, because we got to dive kind of deep into Bren lore and culture and a lot of their history and the politics that are involved in Bren houses and, you know, where they've come from. It's not something that we've really been able to do since we touched on it a little bit in Glenumbra, but for the most part, you know, this is our first chance to really deep dive into Bren culture and who they are and where they came from. We also got to explore High Isle and Aminos, which are 2 new islands that you've only kind of seen a tiny little spot on the map of, but you never actually really got to go there. So got to create those for everyone, and yeah, it was just a very cool experience for the dev team. We hope everyone who has played it has enjoyed it so far. Yep. And then just recently we came out with our Q3 Lost Steps Dungeons DLC, which featured Graven Deep and Earthen Root Enclave, as well as a couple characters who may be important to the story of Firesong coming up.
Yeah, I mean, that's a ton of stuff that we've been able to do so far in the Legacy of the Bretons. What has been your favorite part so far? Personally, I've really enjoyed what the community has done with companions. You all raising and lowering rapport with companions and reading those stories on the forums has been really fun to do.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Maybe this is a little cheap, but I think my favorite has been actually the last time we were here in this studio. We challenged everyone during QuakeCon to run through Dreadsail Reef, which was one of our 12-player trials that we released. We had challenges along the way. We were taking shots of hot sauce. Wasn't my finest moment. But if they beat all of the bosses, they all won Alienware gaming monitors. And let me tell you, it came down to seconds. Like, we had people on the side telling us, like, you got to get offline. Like, there's other people that need to go. But it was really fun. And I love watching our players go through that type of content.
Yeah, it was a real nail biter.
Yeah.
Yep. And for myself, I think, so I love a lot of things about the High Isle chapter and the character and the story, but I think my favorite thing was the actual Tales of Tribute quest line. It was the first thing I actually got to work on as a quest designer in years. And so just being able to like put together a story that involves kind of a group of misfits who, rather than like solving problems by punching them in the face, they throw down cards and challenge other clubs
That's
to
how I
battles.
solve my problems.
Yeah. And so that was just, it was something kind of new and refreshing. It wasn't an end of the world or a big political thing. It was just a fun story to tell. And for anyone who's not familiar, Tales of Tribute was the new ESO card game that you can play in the game itself, which we'll hit on a little bit more later in the stream. But the other thing was I got to help create a character known as Bragus, who is near and dear to my heart, one of my favorite characters I've gotten to do. And he was voiced by the awesome Billy Boyd, who just knocked it out of the park and did an amazing job.
Yeah, people love Bragus.
Yes. Yeah, we were actually lucky enough to have Billy Boyd on a stream with us recently. If you missed it, it was pretty recent. You can search through the VODs, but maybe after this stream.
Yeah,
Hang out here first.
I saw him for like 2 seconds, and Gina kicked me out of the stream. I was like, Billy Boyd!
We had to do sound checks. I'm sorry. I felt bad. Poor Jason. Like, here he is
fine.
creating this character, and we were like, sorry, you got to
It's
go.
fine.
Bye.
I expressed my love through chat, so maybe he saw it. I don't know.
Well,
Anyways.
Billy has he's kind of been part of the ESO community since we added him in the game, and he actually has a special message for everybody that we wanted to share.
Hello everyone, it's me, it's Bragas, professional card player and semi-professional everything else. Now, I hope to see you in a tavern very soon playing Tales of Tribute. It's a fantastic game and I am amazing at it. So come and find me, I'll show you the rules and you can join in the Tales of Tribute.
I will say Billy is just as nice and funny as he appears in these videos. He really is. We're really lucky to be able to work with him. All right, so we are wrapping up this year's story with the final DLC, which is Fire Song, and why everyone is here today. Just a reminder, this is coming to PC on November 1st and on consoles on November 15th. And let me just say, this art is so cool. Like, this might be one of our favorites that we have done for a DLC.
Yeah, the art team always knocks it out of the park.
They really
It's
do.
great.
It's a
Maybe
photo.
Maybe we'll do some wallpapers of this or something. How about it, Dom? We just sign him up for some work.
Thumbs
live
up
on
in
stream.
game if you can
Yep.
hear me, Dom. All right.
All right, so let's just kind of briefly go over everything that is coming in the Fire Song DLC.
Yeah, so with the Fire Song DLC, it's our fourth quarter DLC, so you can expect what you usually get in a fourth quarter DLC, about 15 hours of content, but this time it's centered around kind of the Druids of Galen, which is the island that you're going to be visiting. This is really the first time we've dived into Druid lore and kind of the Bren significance and why that's all linked. You know, it's the legacy of the Brens and the year of the Brens, so, you know, just how is that all connected? Why are Druids involved? It's actually, there's quite a bit of history and lore, and we get to explore that. The other thing is you're going to get to explore the island, like I said, the island of Galen, which is the third major island in the Sisters Archipelago. You won't imagine how many times that took me to say that word. But yeah, so you'll get to explore a brand new island to the north of all the other islands. And as always, it has its own set of like interesting locations and side quests, unique rewards, collectibles, antiquities, you name it. We have it, delves, all that fun stuff. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to players hopping in on live and playing it.
All right, so Jason, you touched on Galen a little bit. Why don't we do a little bit of a deep dive into the zone and some of the inspiration behind it?
Yeah, so Galen and Fire Song itself is the home of the Druid clans. There's 3 Druid clans, and we've met some of them so far. We have the Stone Lord Druids, are kind of like the peaceful Druids who live amongst the others on the island and are open to communication and working amongst each other. Then we have the Evertide, who is kind of like, if you've met them in the chapter, they hate everyone. They're kind of crazy. But when you meet them in Fire Song, they still hate outsiders. They don't trust people, but they're a little bit more willing to work with you. And then there's the mysterious Fire Song, a clan that's really kind of entrenched in the old ways, and they want to reunite the people, or the Druid clans, who used to be one clan known as the Druids of Galen, and they want to bring them back, and they have good reasons for it. In addition to that, though, you also have House Mornard, who was a secondary house kind of in the chapter. You learned a little bit about, I even met some of the characters, but they are kind of the main, I guess, protectors of the island. They've come in and they've set up the city of Vastir, and kind of live amongst the Druids and everything like that. But the island itself is definitely crazy. It's more wild and overtaken than Ominos and High Isle was, and it's definitely kind of a cool place to run around. Kind of just going through the different areas you'll explore. As we mentioned, kind of the southern area itself is where House Mornard and the city of Vastir kind of is located. That's the colonized area where a lot of the Brens have built up their castles and, you know, kind of live amongst the Druids in the Vastir with these giant, like, stone carved walls and buildings and everything like that. So you're going to see a lot of that along the kind of the southern coast as you explore, as well as a lot of similarities to what you would see in High Isle, because it is just the northern section. So you're going to have open fields, a lot of sunflowers, things like that. It starts getting really exciting when you start going to the west, where you start getting into the more forested areas, the big kind of the home of the Druids, places where they've lived for hundreds and hundreds of years, and they've kind of made this where they've, where they habitat. Or have a habitat.
Right.
I can say that word. But they live there, and you can tell it's an established place that's been there for such a long time.
Right.
But there's just lots of cool little touches and hot springs and calderas and stuff like that. And then as you head to the east, you get to the jungles of Galen, which is my favorite, where it's just basically ginormous trees that are the size of mountains, flowers that are as big as you, and everything wants to kill you there. And you're also...
That sounds about right for Tamriel, right?
Yeah, and, in addition to all that, there's also lava spewing everywhere throughout. So, if you step in the wrong area, you may lose a foot, or a giant mosquito may try to bite your head off. Like, there's lots and lots of things that are looking to kill you there.
So not the
Hard
best
pass.
vacation spot.
No, I mean, if you're into that, sure.
No. Hard pass.
No? All right.
So I imagine with a zone where you have 3 pretty different biomes, it's got to be kind of challenging for the team to figure out how to make all of this transition well together. Or maybe they're up for the challenge. Maybe they can kind of, stretch their creative muscles a little bit.
Yeah, I'd like to take more credit than I actually deserve, but I won't, because I do very little with that. It's like I write something that's like, give me lava and trees that are big. It's a little bit more detailed than that. But the art team will go back, and they do such a great job of sitting down and just doing concepts of the different environments. Mm-hmm. And one of the hardest thing, too, is like figuring out the transitions. Like, how do you go from something that's like rolling hills and beautiful flowers to like overgrowth and huge jungles and lava trying to burn you and stuff like that. So they'll go down and they'll spend a bunch of time like actually sketching out the ideas of how this area transitions to this area, and then we'll get into the world, and the world building team will go through and they'll do their own pass, and there's a lot of trial and error and just getting it to feel right, but they do an awesome job. Everything feels very natural. It feels like it's not just like I just walked into a different game all of a sudden. So yeah, I'm always in awe of our art team and all the amazing work they do.
They want it to look very convincing when you step into that lava.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It should hurt.
So as the zone lead, are you then kind of responsible for sort of orchestrating all of this and making sure that everything comes together and makes sense?
Yeah, in a way, I'm kind of, I guess, the conductor, I guess. I kind of do a very high-level view of what we're putting into the zone, right? The big story beats. And then I also work with Bill Slavisek, who is our lead writer, and we kind of get a lot of this stuff put together. And then we kind of make the blueprint, and then we hand it to the team, and we let the designers and the writers and the art team and all that, they kind of figure it out there, and then I just kind of step back, and I'm there to help guide the process. And every now and then I'll help out and do little things, like I may have some stuff here and there that I've designed and put in there. But for the most part, yeah, I'm just trying to make sure we put out the best and most fun and enjoyable, experience that we can.
Yeah, definitely takes a village to put something like this together.
Right.
There are a lot of teams and a lot of people involved. So with something like a new zone, obviously we have to have really cool new monsters. So let's touch on some of the new monsters that are in Galen.
Monsters.
Yeah. So one of the most fun parts of creating a new zone is thinking up the things that are going to try to kill you. What
sensing a theme
yeah,
here.
what fits thematically with it, what makes sense from a lore standpoint. Like, we do a lot of digging into like the old lore books, and we use our lore master a lot, and like, what makes sense here? Is there something that was mentioned in a book somewhere? So there's a lot of deep dive like thinking into it. It's not just throwing like darts at a dartboard and being like, oh, today we got this. But yeah, so we a couple new ones that are introduced in Firesong that we're really excited about. The first one is known as the Forest Wraith. The Forest Wraith is essentially, if you were to take the embodiment of death and evil, but not in a necromantic way, but in a druidic way, and you were to put it inside of a creature and bring it to life, and then have this creature kind of roam around the forest and try to maul you and murder you, that would be the Forest Wraith.
Why does anyone want to move to Tamriel?
Yeah, it's a great place. The next thing is the Chimera. Chimera is a famous creature. Anyone who's familiar with any type of mythos, Greek mythos, etc., is familiar with the Chimera, but we really want to do our own take on it. You know, what does a Chimera look like in Elder Scrolls? So we put a Wamasu head and a Griffin head and a Lion head on it and got that. The Chimera is super important just because it also has a tie to the Druids. And then my favorite, which we just saw a little clip of, the Chonky Fire Boys, the Magma Frogs. So there's a joke every time I do a zone. I got a frog in Blackwood for anyone. You're welcome. And there's a lot of people who are like, really? Do people really want to fight frogs? And I was like, yeah, people love giant frogs that try to eat you. And there was a lot of back and forth, and I got it, and like a lot of people really like the frogs. And now every time I do a release, I'm like, hey, we got to do some frogs. We got to do some frogs. And they're like, oh, here comes Jason's frog again. And what's funny is I don't even like frogs. I just do it out of spite. No, not really.
Well, you like them now, and this is your brand, so it's Jason Frogman Barnes live on stream.
And we weren't even sure if we were going to get the Magma Frogs, but I kind of won a battle of my own because like we went to the drawing board and we were like, hey, let's do a bunch of sketches of different creatures that would fit in here. And I was like, throw in frogs. And they're like, frogs, really? And they went back and they did these awesome sketches. And what was the coolest? The frogs.
The frog.
Frogs.
Can I ask real quick? We were talking about magma frogs. How many times a day did the team do magma?
Not
Tell
many.
me it
I
was
think,
a
I
lot.
think it was just now. We may be showing our age too. And we looked this up the other day, and I was really upset with how long that movie came.
Couldn't believe how old that movie is. Somebody in chat, please say you get the reference. Please
yeah, if you don't
save us.
understand magma.
Okay, Donovan, thank you. There they go. Thank you. Yeah, liquid hot magma. Yes.
Okay, we're good.
We haven't aged ourselves too much. If chat recognizes it, we're in the clear.
Yes, we're in good company, it looks like. Thank goodness.
Yeah, all right, we're good.
Well, speaking of monsters, they're not the only things that players have to contend with in Galen. So what are players walking into? What's the scene looking like?
Yeah, so when you show up in Vastir, in the main city, like you're entering a time of turmoil and chaos, and just everything's in upheaval. There's a lot of just conflict going on. Like House Bernard itself is just struggling to kind of survive. The city itself is very different than what you would need to see in like Gonfalon Bay, where it was like pompous nobles and a resort town almost. This is gritty workers and people trying to make it. And so, of course, they weren't very happy when all these sea elves have shown up, and sea elves play a major role in this DLC, which I'm super psyched about because I love sea elves, and anytime I'm like, we can use sea elves. For anyone who played Dragonhold, there's a couple Dragonhold sea elves. I put them there because I love them. They are my children now. But yeah, so House Bernard is being sieged by all sides by these sea elves. For some reason, they don't really know why, and they're much more organized than they usually are, and they're just like attacking everywhere, and you kind of walk into this conflict and are thrown immediately into it. In addition to that, you also have these druid clans who are kind of bickering amongst themselves because the Fire Song wants to unite the druids again and kind of bring them under something known as the Druid King, and there's lots of reasons for why they want to or don't want to, but this is also causing a conflict, and everything is kind of connected in one way or another in the background, and as you play through the story, you'll kind of start to see how and why, but yeah, if the player doesn't do something, like that whole island is done.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Well, along with new monsters, we love having brand new characters that join us that you can kind of learn more about. So Jason, what are a couple of the new or interesting characters that players can find in Firesong?
Yeah, so I'm very character centric, so I'm always excited when we're introducing like main story characters. You'll be partnering up with a number of like various druid characters, including Druid Laurel, who you've met in the dungeons. There's a number of like House Bernard Knights. Those primarily make up your cast of characters. The two I'm most excited about, though, is, again, I was just talking about sea elves and my love for them, is a new character known as Captain Ceravine of the Gilded Blade. The sea elves that are causing problems on the island are the Dreadsail Malmer, which you've experienced if you play the trial or the dungeons, her group has a little different view on what they're doing and might be making some people mad back in their mainland. So super excited for players to get to meet her. And then the other character, I'm not going to reveal anything really about, but it's a new character
Spoiler-free,
called
you know.
Free, and it's a character unlike anything we've done before. And the team and everyone are just very excited to bring this character to life. So, yeah, I'll be curious to see people's reaction to that because Free's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well,
Hint, hint.
I'm not going to speak for Dom, but I am because he doesn't have a mic right now. Maybe we will do some Meet the Character articles on these characters coming on the ESO website. Hopefully soon. I did want to mention real quick, I saw some people in chat mentioning how cool the plushes are on our table here. We have a guar and a mud crab. Maybe you might want to stick around because we might be giving those away a little bit later in the stream. So
Wouldn't it be cool if we had a magma frog?
that would be
We'll
cool.
get on that.
We'll get right. Maybe we should ask the marketing folks sitting over there. We should maybe ask for a magma
We'll make some
frog.
phone calls. Don't worry.
In the meantime, we are very excited to give everybody an exclusive first look at the ESO Fire Song gameplay teaser trailer. So enjoy.
Invaders, destroyers, bringers of ruin. The Druid King's dream lives on in me. We will not be forgotten again.
And there you have it, the first premiere of Firesong. Well, we're going to shift gears a little bit from that, and we're going to be talking about what else you can do in Firesong outside of the main quest line. So, Jason, you want to chat about that a bit?
Yeah, so, you know, in addition to everything that we kind of chatted about and kind of the stuff that, you know, you come to expect when you're doing a fourth quarter DLC, we always like to add kind of our own little fun, I don't know, just like things we just like, what would we like to see in the game?
Yeah, just other things to do other
yeah,
than, you know, killing and murdering.
Exactly. I mean, that's fine. You want to run around, pick flowers, that's also fine. Good for you. But a lot of times we do that through achievements. And so this time around, we want to do some kind of fun and unique achievements. For anyone who's been playing our content of late, you may have noticed that you can pet more and more things in the game.
Animals.
Animals. You can't pet your companions. Stop it. Don't even try.
No, that's
Bastion.
all they're going to be
No.
asking for. On the
Yeah.
launch.
But it started with like petting a dog, and then we were dancing with dogs, and then we were picking up cats, and then it's kind of expanded over time.
We even got the attention of, can you pet the dog?
Yeah. I think we took
Twitter
it,
account, yep.
They were like, hey, you can't pet the dog in ESO, and we took that personally.
We're like, now you can.
Yeah. And so we just keep adding more and more, and there's even more animals you can interact with. I'm not going to give it away, but so we decided, you know what? Why don't we have an achievement? Like, let's make an achievement so you can go around and interact with all the interactable animals. I'm not saying every animal that you see. There's a number of them. And it's an achievement called the Best of Friends. It's my favorite achievement. It's got a cute little cat that you're petting on it. And we recently updated it, so it's kind of like a little clue. It's almost like a scavenger hunt when you go around and find the pets. But super excited about that. And then just like fun stuff like, there's a lot of lava in our zone, right? There's a lot of Spriggans in our zone. Those two don't really mix. So if you see one and you get the prompt to kick one in lava, do it. See what happens.
Do it.
Yeah.
And we want to see clips of it.
Yeah.
This is how you get the achievement?
Yeah,
Or are
there you
gonna
go. You,
unlock it for me now?
36 more to go.
Or you have to dance with one
36.
of them, maybe.
Exactly. But we'll also be bringing back world bosses. So some of the creatures that we saw earlier of our new, the new monsters are world boss versions. And then we also have the volcanic vents. For anyone who's not familiar with those, basically group events in the world that when you're running around, they'll spawn up randomly and they'll require you and a couple people to go and do. So super excited about that.
Now, something we know that players really liked in one of the previous DLCs was actually wandering world bosses. Because world bosses, they're challenging, but the wandering ones is like,
They'll
Watch out.
Stomp on you anytime.
And we actually put one of those in Fire Song,
Yeah,
right?
there's a couple. So the encounter team who does like all the monsters and stuff, they really enjoy doing it in Deadlands. And when we were coming around for this one, we were like, hey, should we do something similar? And they're like, yeah, we really want to do this. So if you're wandering around, just be really careful because there's some ginormous Spriggans getting ready to step on you.
Don't get
So,
stomped.
unless you're into that, but whatever.
That's for a different stream.
Difference.
So we talked a lot
Sorry,
about. Oh, I'm sure they're fine. Don't worry. We talked a lot about new monsters. We talked about characters. What are maybe some returning characters that we've seen before?
Yeah.
That maybe people will get a little excited about.
Yeah, so returning characters are near and dear to my heart, to I think everyone who works on the team. Whether it's Rigert the Brash or Stibbins and Lauren, just characters we tend to use. Those two are not in it, so that's not it. I wouldn't just give it away that quickly. But no, so we're always looking for kind of new characters that would fit the theme of the story and like what's going on and where would they fit in and who can we bring back and what's kind of going on. Not Darian, sorry. Chat. I know I'm just gonna get that.
So much disappointment.
Yeah,
You are there they go.
But yeah, so the first character I'm super excited about. I think a lot of the ESO community is will be super excited to see him again. It's the old Razzle Dazzle himself, Razum Dar. He has returned on a mission for the Eyes of the Queen, and he's kind of getting up to no good, as Raz does. And so you'll be joining him on a little adventure throughout the island to see what's going on. But yeah, Raz is awesome.
They're excited.
The other character that I'm super excited about is a character we haven't actually seen in a long time. As a matter of fact, we've only seen her once, and it was back in the days of the Thieves Guild. That is the lovely Quinn, who we are super excited to bring back. She is on a heist or an adventure of her own that she will need your help in. And as always, if you've met her and done the Thieves Guild, she'll remember you and act like your old buddy. And if you haven't, then she is, this is her first mission. She's trying to like gear up for the Thieves Guild. So it's always fun writing the characters and bringing them back, especially with someone like Quinn. Like I said, we just haven't seen him forever. The designer who did her quest was very, very excited to be able to use Quinn.
So with all of these characters and a lot that the community has really kind of gravitated towards as being some of their favorites, how does the team decide which characters to bring back?
So a lot of times we almost have like a list of like characters like we really want to use this.
These are the favorites.
Yeah, but it really is just kind of who's designing what, who's writing it possibly, and what is the story. Like we never want to feel like we're just going to force a character into something just to do it. Right. So it has to fit. It has to make sense. So a lot of times we'll feel like, okay, Quinn's, for example, deals with the Sea Elves, and it's a heist. So it was like, okay, it makes sense to bring Quinn back. So like our designer, Janet, really wanted to be like, yeah, let me use Quinn. And we're like, yeah, awesome. We haven't seen Quinn in forever. That'd be great. So there is quite a bit of discussion about it, as well as the voice actors, who are we getting in the studio? Not all of them are available. If someone's in, vacationing and, the island somewhere, we might not be able to use them. So there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of moving parts.
So you don't just pull names out of a hat.
No, that would be cool though. That's a good
That'd be
design
interesting.
exercise.
I was going to say, that sounds like a challenge.
Like, here's the scenario, here's the character. Put them together.
There you go.
Well, next time I'm in the office, I want to see this supposed list of...
Suppose I actually have an Excel spreadsheet.
There you go.
There you go.
Maybe we'll convince Jason to give us a little peek someday.
Yeah.
So obviously there's a lot to do in Fire Song. One thing we did want to bring up, though, is something that we call bonus quests. Now, this is really cool. We have a really great one this time. We want to make sure nobody misses it. So, Jason, first, what are bonus quests?
Bonus quests are essentially the resolution of the year-long storyline. They are a culmination of the main quest from the chapter and the main quest from the DLC. So in this case, High Isle and Fire Song. It's basically the bow to wrap everything up at the end of the year. In this particular case, it's going to bring back characters from both the DLC and the chapter, such as Lady Arabelle, as you've seen. And you're going to finally figure out what the Ascendant Order is up to and who the Ascendant Lord is, and kind of see why they're doing what they're doing, which has a tie in with the legacy of the Bretons and all that. And
I like how you're tiptoeing around this because
yeah,
you don't want to
being
give any
very
spoilers.
careful. And I will say, the team did an awesome job. The final quest, without giving anything away, is something that is unlike anything we've really done before, to the level that we're doing it. That's about as vague. I'm going to keep it there, but I'm super excited for people to play through it, and just, yeah, really proud of the team and all the work they did.
Yeah, cool.
Definitely. Well, it sounds like we've talked about characters quite a few times. Arrow to your knee. Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite coming back?
So one character that is coming back for the bonus quests, that is my personal favorite, also from the same DLC that this guy up here is involved in, is none other than Zaji and Casca. Zaji specifically. For anyone who doesn't know Zaji, I mean, just look at him. A beautiful, beautiful Khajiit pirate. He's just this very kind of flamboyant, active, funny, lively character that every time Zaji's in a scene, it just kind of like, it makes the scene better. And, he was in Dragonhold. He was in our Dungeon DLC. He's been in High Isle. And the voice actor who does him, Ben Diskin, just does an amazing job. Like, he is Zaji. And
Yeah.
whenever you hear him, you're like, yes, this is beautiful.
This is right.
Well, it looks like chat agrees with you.
Yes.
A lot of people love Zaji.
Yeah.
And Zaji's a great choice. But you know what else is a great choice? Taking some time to go and play Tales of Tribute, the new card game released in High Isle. It's a pretty easy game to pick up, but one that's a little difficult to master. And if you need some tips there, we've got plenty of community members who are really great at, coaching people through playing.
I was going to say winning, but
Yeah, well,
Let me teach you how to play.
Pink Apple on the forum is a really good resource.
Oh, yeah.
I think they've been like top rank on the leaderboards also, right?
I think between Pink Apple and J-Heart, like, they're neck and neck all the time. So, yeah, definitely check one of them out if you're looking for some tips on how to play. They will not lead you astray, for sure.
And, well, with Firesong, we've got an additional patron deck that you'll have access to, the Druid King, kind of fitting in with the themes of High Isle. The Druid King is a combo-based deck, so you're going to want to, try to steamroll your opponents with that. You can play Tales of Tribute with High Isle, and you'll have access to the Druid King with Firesong. But we've got a couple of other updates coming with this DLC, right?
We do. So actually with update 36, which is our base game update, this is free for all players. We have a number of things that we are adding that everybody can enjoy. So one of the first things we're excited to introduce is simplified Chinese translations for text. That will be coming in update 36, along with something called target markers, which is exactly what they sound like. It is when you can kind of mark a target, a friendly or a foe. It's really helpful when you're running through dungeons and trying to coordinate, or even in PvP, you can kind of mark which target you want everybody to focus on, which is going to be really great, especially for some of those harder trials. We're adding a toggle so you can hide other players' pets in towns. So if you just kind of want other people's pets or companions or assistants or what have you to get out of the way, you're trying to do your writs.
No more bear butts.
No more
No
Warden
more
bear
bear
butts.
No more
They
bear
are
butts.
out of the way. So you can toggle that on and off at will. We're also introducing text-to-speech specifically for chat. So that'll actually be coming to the PTS next week if everybody wants to try it out. It's a really great accessibility feature. And of course, all of this stuff is detailed on our website. So be sure and head to elderscrollsonline.com if you want more details about some of this.
Well, those are a ton of updates coming up, but here's how you can get ready for Firesong. First of all, if you haven't played the Legacy of the Bretons content, you should definitely hop on that.
You
right?
should do it.
Yeah, you
Do
should
it now.
go through that, especially the main quest line. If you do the main quest line and then play Firesong, that'll unlock the bonus quest. And of course, unlocking all this it's out or it's on sale right now,
Yep.
right? And the prologue quest on top of that will be accessible right now for all ESO players.
Yeah.
So with that, Jason, do you want to chat about the prologue quest a little bit?
Yeah, so first off, the Prologue Quest, which you can get now, it's live, is on PC, is free! Free!
Free.
You get one, you get one, you get one!
Everybody gets one.
Yeah. But the big thing about the Prologue Quest is it is a direct tie-in to Firesong. You're going to kind of be introduced to a couple of characters that will kind of set up the story and kind of give you your intro to what's going on. And without going into spoilers, it's basically the Druid King of old has left something on the island that's of great importance, and there's another Druid clan that is attempting to get it before you. So it's a race against time to uncover what that is and why. But yeah, I'm super excited. Go play it now. Go do it after the stream.
After the
not
stream.
Now. Yeah.
So yeah, just a reminder that the Prologue Quest is part of the base game, free for all players, available as of this morning, but maybe stick around until after the stream to go check it out.
Yeah,
that's the
If
theme.
you want to pick up the quest starter, all you have to do is find the NPC Druid Laurel in your Alliance starter city, so you can head to Ardon, Stonefalls, or Glenumbra, or you can simply hop to the Crown Store and pick up the quest starter from right there. Once you complete the Prologue quest, there is a unique reward. It is the Petal Presentation emote. So once you complete, you can use that emote whenever you want. And of course, as usual, we have a website article that has all the details explaining where to go, what to do, how to get all the stuff. So we do have a short video that we will be playing for you in just a moment. We're going to peek in and see what Dom is doing in terms of the Prologue quest. But first, sadly, it is time to say goodbye to our friend Jason.
Goodbye, Jason.
Goodbye, Jason.
Bye, Jason.
Lovely to have you as always. We really appreciate all the stories that you gave and the insight for Firesong, and I know everyone's excited to play it.
Yeah, I'm excited for everyone to get in and play it. Thank you for everyone who's been on PTS testing. We've been reading through the feedback, and awesome job just in general. But yeah, please go out and play it. The team's super excited, and thank you for having me on. This has been really fun. I'm going to steal this, so if it's gone when you come back, that's why.
All right, well, enjoy this video, and we will be right back. All right, so you'll see Dom here hanging out with some more of his friends.
Back in the dance party.
Back in the dance party. So Dom is hanging out doing the Prologue quest. Dom, did you want to show up? Okay, so there's Druid Laurel. That is the NPC that you need to try and find in order to do the free Prologue quest available earlier today. And he is very helpfully showing you where you need to go in the Crown Store in order to pick up that quest starter. Right in there. Appropriately named quest starters. Right under the
can't beat
very
it.
obvious prologue. All right. Well, just a reminder to everybody, we do have drops on. If you haven't received your Twitch drops yet, just make sure you link your ESO and Twitch accounts, and we will be doing a giveaway soon. Not right now, but soon. First, though, we want to talk a little bit about our new in-game event that just recently started. Earlier today, also. It's been a busy day.
Yeah.
Called Heroes of High Isle. What is going on in game here? Jeez. People are pulling up their fancy mounts and everything.
It's a mount flex.
You know, right? What better time to flex than during the stream here? So yeah, in addition to the prologue, Heroes of High Isle also started earlier today. This is a brand new event that just began. It is a celebration of High Isle, our newest zone. You can benefit from bonus XP, bonus drop rates. You can earn event tickets, the impresarios there, the whole shebang, everything you expect from in-game events. We also have a new community challenge that just started with this. For this time, we are challenging everyone to complete the High Isle Pathfinder achievement. Now, Kevin, what is the Pathfinder achievement for maybe some of our newer players that haven't tried this yet?
So, for those who haven't tried it yet, the Pathfinder achievement is a way for you to, see some of the coolest places in all of High Isle. You can do this solo, or you can do this with a bunch of friends. But the whole goal is to go around and check out High Isle. And when you complete the Pathfinder achievement, you will add progress to the community bar.
Yep.
And as you continue to increase the community bar, you will get more loot and unlock a ton of new stuff for your characters. So you should definitely go and do that. And I mean, you guys have already gotten a head start. You're already at 15%. So
Yeah.
we're on a good track.
Yeah, because we're actually counting everybody who already did the Pathfinder achievement prior to this event starting. So we're already at 15%.
Yeah.
You're already winning.
Well, let's check in with Dom. He's going to complete some of the stuff for High Isle right now.
Yeah, so he is heading over. Dom, open your map so everybody can see if they want to show you. So yeah, he is running over to one of the 6 striking locales that you need to do in order to get the achievement. So what's nice about this too is because we have some players that, as you saw, have already completed the achievement. They already know where to go. And we've actually seen players create accounts that's like Pathfinder Taxi or, High Isle Uber or whatever, and they will literally take newer players around to help complete this achievement, which has been really helpful, I think. Our players are nice and welcoming.
Yeah, definitely.
So checking on Dom is great, but let's talk rewards, because I think that's what people are really excited to hear about, right?
The good stuff.
So let's get into what exactly is at stake when you're filling up this meter. So we're already at 15%. At 33%, everyone will receive the Oak's Promise body and face markings, which you can see right here. At 66%, we'll be giving everyone an emote titled Plant Yourself. Do you get why it's called Plant Yourself? You see it?
Yeah, I could see it.
It's cute. At 100%, though, we will be giving everyone something called the Ascendant Horde Box. Now, this is like, it's boxes within boxes within boxes. It's like boxception. So you got to make sure you open all the boxes. Inside the boxes are going to be things like an Ascendant Lord statue furnishing. We've got crafting stations. We've got item sets. We've got companion gear. We've got tokens. We've got writing lessons. There's all this stuff in here. So you got to make sure you open all your boxes, right? I see it in chat. Boxception. Exactly. That's not all, friends. We have another thing we are giving everybody if we hit 100% on the meter.
Drum roll.
Should we tell them what it is?
Yeah. Let's do it.
After this break. Just kidding. Final prize, when you hit 100% for Heroes of High Isle, is going to be the ESO Fire Song DLC. Woo. Free for everybody, but you got to hit 100% on the meter. So everything we just talked about in this stream, you will get for free if you hit 100% and if you own the High Isle chapter. Very important, right? I'm glad. Look how excited chat is. They're so stoked.
They're very pumped. Yeah.
They're super pumped. But that's not all.
So
what else?
On top of all the loot, the free DLC, on top of all of that, for ESO Plus members, you'll be getting this cute little guy, the Appleback Salamander. Look at him. Look at his little fire belly.
I don't know. I would call him cute, but I think that's cool.
He'll keep you warm on those cold Tamriel nights.
When you're lost in the woods with these giant flowers Jason was talking about.
Throw him at a magma frog.
So yeah, this is exclusive for our ESO Plus members. Really happy to give that away.
But this is especially, remember, you can only get this when the meter hits 100%. So this is just an added incentive for everybody to participate and, start ferrying people to all the striking locales, all the fun places to go in High Isle.
So what I'm hearing is it's really important people work together and hit 100% during Heroes of High Isle, right? Because then you can get all this stuff. You can get the boxception thing. You can get all the loot. You can get the free DLC. And then if you're an ESO Plus member, you get that awesome pet on top of it. It's like things for everyone, right? You get rewards and you get rewards.
Well, you know what they say, Gina. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Nailed it. All right.
So for those considering participating, all you need to do is grab the latest chapter, High Isle, which is on sale right now, and you'll be able to start jumping in either by yourself or with friends to go and hunt down that Pathfinder achievement.
Indeed.
And here's a short video to get us started with High Isle.
All right, friends, you have been so patient waiting for this giveaway we keep teasing throughout the stream. So I think we're going to go ahead and get started with it. And again, nothing. So we will be giving everybody the keyword in just a second, but we will be drawing 2 winners during the stream today. You will receive a High Isle Collector's Edition and one of these plushies, either the Mud Crab or the Guar. But we will draw 2 winners. So, the key word, it's not fire song. Good guess, though. It's not frog, but another really good guess. It is magma. We had to do it, right? We had to do it. It was easy. So, we'll draw 2 winners. You'll get the, God, I don't know what I was about to say, but it wasn't High Isle. The High Isle Collector's Edition and one of these plushies, which you can see here. We've got the Mud Crab plushie. We've got the Guar plush that looks like it's actually my shoe, but it's not. It's not a Guar slipper. Look, see?
We'll petition for that along with the magma frog.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
We got our work cut out for us. So if you're interested in winning one of these items, all you have to do is type magma in chat without the quotes, but it would have actually been funny if it was magma. Moving on. So the prologue quest is live. Heroes of High Isle is live. All these rewards are available for you to get, but what else is on the horizon for people to participate in? So typically in the fall and winter in Tamriel, it's a little more fun. It brings some of our favorite events. I'm actually going to put this down because I'm a hand talker and I keep flinging it around. So there we go. So all of our events in the fall and winter, including some of the returning favorites, do have new rewards. So we'll be going through these events in just a moment. We will have our events graphic going up on social. If it's not up already, not sure because, we're doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, we will tell everybody the event's coming.
Yeah, well, to start off, we've got Witches Festival coming in October. This is the time where you can celebrate all the spookiness in Tamriel. And we've got a ton of fun collectibles for you to collect. And, we also have a lot of community creations that people have done throughout various old activities. So you'll see those on screen right now. But those showcase some of the things that people have collected over the years and you're able to get for Witches Festival. This is also the opportunity for you to start getting that morphing collectible.
Oh, the morphing collectible is so cool.
Keep an eye out on that.
Yeah, so if you missed it, it's actually something that the community has been asking for a really long time. And this is a furnishing that allows you to control the time of day in your house. So it'll allow you to come up with some pretty cool screenshots, I think. So the next event is Dark Heart of Skyrim Celebration. This is happening in November. This is a celebration of all of our Skyrim content, as you just saw on the screen. We have bonus rewards for completing questing and exploring throughout Western Skyrim, Blackreach, and The Reach, capital T. Just a reminder, when we have all of these different zones you can explore, you can do it in any order. There's no linear path, so that makes it a little bit easier.
And then we're going to round out the year with the New Life Festival. This is your time to gather with everybody in Tamriel to celebrate the end of the year. And we'll have plenty of unique rewards, quests, and hopefully you'll celebrate with some mead. But you're probably wondering, how do you participate in all of these various activities? Can you do them solo, or can you do them as a group? Do you have to do them as a group? I'm here to tell you, you can do it however you want. You can play solo, you can play with a group of people, and we've got various ways for you to be able to find groups to play with. We've got our in-game group finder.
Yep.
We've got zone chat. Just shout out when you need help, and there's definitely somebody who's going to be around to help. And you can also go into some of our forum threads. We've got plenty of pages for people to join guilds or group up with people. Like I mentioned earlier, if you want to grab a game of Tales of Tribute, that's also a place to go.
Yeah, and just a reminder, we also have a nice guild finder in-game too. So if you're looking for a specific group of people doing specific content, if you're looking for maybe PvP or crafting, role play, if you're looking for maybe a certain language, all of that is in there in the filters. So you can search for guilds that are looking for new players to join in. So if this is intriguing to you, if you decide to pick up either the base game or High Isle, why not both? Now is a great time because the base game and the chapter sales are live now for a limited time. So be sure and check it out. Now I think we are going to be ending our giveaway in just a moment. Maybe final seconds to get your entries in, because we are going to be drawing winners for the plushies that are right down here and High Isle Collector's Editions. Should we announce the winners?
Sure.
Draw and announce. That's my horrible drum roll. I didn't want to fling this thing off here. All right, first winner is going to be Camry P99, or maybe it's Cam Rip 99. I went with Camry because I recognized it from the car.
Yeah, that's
anyway.
fair. I'd do the same.
Second winner, go ahead, Kevin, with this one.
Oh, Babe Stagor?
Baby Sturgor.
In
any case,
we've got your name, so we'll contact you.
Congratulations. Yeah, we will contact you. Get your shipping address. Everybody congratulate the winners for today. The fun doesn't stop there, though, folks. So we do have a number of fun fall and winter activities outside the game, too, that you can look forward to, one of which is Test October. We recently posted the social graphic a few days ago. This will be starting on October 1st, though. It's actually our third year running Test October, where we challenge our players to come up with some really cool creations based on prompts that we supply. So this is one example from a previous year that we saw, and I tell you, the community really comes together and is so creative.
Yeah, you all deliver every single time.
Oh, for sure. So we also recently wrapped up our sea shanty contest. We will be announcing those winners early next week on the ESO website. And we're really excited to bring back a holiday-themed art contest. Now, we haven't done one of these since 2017, but this was our winner from years ago, from the last time we did a holiday-themed art contest. So stay tuned to the website. We will be posting details on that soon. We also see our community really come together in the fall and winter months to run amazing content. Now, this includes things like a themed housing decorating contest. We know folks like Airy Summer is always looking at really cool housing creations. J-Heart, we mentioned earlier. Right. Like, we have a bunch of streamers and content creators that love showcasing all of the housing decorations. We also have a guild. They're called Vanquish. They put on a live in-game ESO Christmas Carol play every year. Seating is extremely limited, and I mean, they go nuts for this. It is a whole set. They have costumes. They write the whole script. It's crazy. So because seating is very limited, maybe we'll live stream it for everybody so you can check it out, because it is very impressive. So we have lots of players looking for things to do. We have a great community, so we definitely encourage you to hop in, look for a guild, find some friends, and join us this holiday season.
But if all of that wasn't enticing enough, we've got another way for you to, or another reason for you to log in. We've got the Nowhere Pack available through our two promotions with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and Amazon Prime Gaming. You'll be able to see on the screen here the matching mount and pet, and the 2 crates that you can get with the Nowhere Pack. And those will be available until November 8th. It's
a nice little matching set, too. If you're looking for a nice, mountain pet set it's free, so why
Yeah.
not grab it, right?
And lastly, we've got the Black Fridas bundle, a new Black Fridas bundle that will be available in November, and we'll have more details on that soon.
So, my friends, Kevin, that brings us to the end of our stream today. We talked about a lot of stuff, so let's just quickly recap for everybody all the things we went over.
Yeah, definitely. So, base game and the chapter are both on sale right now. Heroes of High Isle is live, and remember, the community challenge is up as well, so that once you get 100% on that challenge meter, you get the Firesong DLC for free.
Did you all hear that? We're giving the DLC for free.
Free 99.
But you gotta hit 100% on the meter, and you gotta own High Isle, which is on sale. So we know you can do it. You've done it in previous years. We believe in you. You can work together and get this done. We're excited to give it away to everybody so they can play. What else did we talk about? Firesong, of course, arrives November 1st for PC, and then November 15th for Xbox and PlayStation consoles. It is also available on the PTS right now. That is our public test server. So if you have an active PC account, you can actually download the PTS completely free. You can check out, maybe do a little first look at some of this content.
Yep. And on top of that, we've got the Firesong Prologue quest that is available to all ESO people. Everybody in Veteran and Tamriel. It's available right now. Go ahead, log in, and check it out. On top of that, we've got Test October starting October 1st.
Yep. And don't forget to claim your Twitch drops. We gave away this really cool pet. We gave away maybe multiple crates depending on how long you've been watching, but you have to make sure you link your accounts and you have to make sure you claim them. So head over to twitch.tv/drops. There is a very obvious claim button there. As soon as you do that, it'll show up in game. You can break out your cool pet and everyone will be like, oh, where'd you get that? Got it from the Legacy of the Bretons Autumn event, of course.
Yep.
Best stream, right? So we are actually going to be rating one of our stream team partners, Ninja614, the one and only.
Yeah.
He is going to be doing the Heroes of High Isle event. So if you're looking for some help, you can log in or you can watch his stream. Maybe he'll give you some tips. But
yeah, now's a good time.
We do want to
Check it
thank
out.
everybody for joining us today. We had a great time. We hope you did as well. We will see you next time. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.